Hey, hello, beautiful love light. Welcome to my channel, Heart Rhythm Healing. I am Jamie. I'm a certified Reiki master and self-proclaimed spiritual maestro. I view myself as being a conductor of all of the energetics that exist all around us all the time. Welcome to my channel. We are currently spiraling through and learning about the Mayan Galactic Calendar and the energetics and code keys that the time that we're spiraling through is offering for us right here, right now, in this now moment. If you are finding this and you are here, welcome. Obviously, you are somewhat interested in the Mayan Galactic Calendar and the energetics of it, and I appreciate you being here and supporting this channel. Yeah, we're going to dive in. I haven't been in here for a few days. My life has been really like brought into upheaval, and I think that it's really funny. I should kind of sit with the energetics of what's going on and find out for me why that has been. I know that there's been a lot of sifting and shifting and sorting that's happening energetically, right? Like we're flowing into the springtime, so we're coming into planting season, and the full moon in Virgo offered this opportunity for us to really like flow into a realignment with the integrity of who we truly are. And sometimes that requires like incubation period, right? Like going inside and really allowing you to reconnect and reestablish your conscious connection, right? Like you're never disconnected. So it's just really reestablishing that connection with the alignment of who you are and who you're here to blossom into, and like not apologizing for that, like recognizing like it's going to be a journey, and each step holds different information and different choices. And so again, like it wasn't a conscious decision that I was like, I'm not going to do these videos. It's just like I'd get to the end of the day and I'd be like, oh my gosh, I didn't do my video today. What the heck? And it was just kind of crazy. Like all of the things, I was really doing a lot of inner searching and spent a lot of time by myself and just inner reflection. And so, but now I'm here today. We're going to talk about the blue cosmic storm day that we find ourselves in. However, before we dive into the energetics and code keys of that, we need to sort of zoom out a little bit and look at the larger spiral that we're flowing through and how all of those code keys are being like sewn into the energetic fabric of what we're like spiraling through right now. So we're going to take a look at the fact that we're flowing through this 13-year white wizard wave spell, the code keys of that. And when I speak out the code keys, just kind of stay open to what bubbles up for you. What ideas or attachments do you have to these words, and how can you utilize that to teach you something about this now moment and what is sort of being like woven into you specifically, beautiful love light. So the code keys of White Wizard are enchants, receptivity, and timelessness. And we are 4 years into that 13-year wave spell, which puts us in a red self-existing moon year. The code keys of the red moon tribe are purifies, universal water, and flow. And then the code keys of the self-existing one of creation are define, measure, and form. And then we're also flowing through a 65-day season, the White Northern Dog Season of Heart. It's this beautiful invitation to continue to dive into our emotional bodies and unpack all of the lessons and the nuggets that are within our emotional bodies for us to learn and grow from and through, kind of recognize the patterns, just feelings and what, the information that it has for us. The code keys of White Dog are loves, heart, and loyalty. We're also kind of about ready to spiral out of the red Eastern castle of turning. It's this 52-day castle of time that we're spiraling through. And that's an invitation to really begin to like weed the garden of your mind, right? Like go in and like till up all that soil, turn that soil so that as we flow into what we've just spiraled into, which is the solar moon of intention, this moon that we're underneath right now for the next several days, this idea that we can plant these seeds of intention. And because we've turned and tilled that soil, it's going to be easier for those seeds to take root and begin to grow and flourish, especially when we take the sunlight of our conscious mind and the watering of our feelings and emotions of what those seeds of intention are going to bring emotionally to us. And we really anchor into those and we begin to cultivate that seed, right? Using that sunlight and water to nurture and bring those seeds to fruition. So that's what that's allowing for us right now. Then we have the solar moon of intention that we spiraled into last Tuesday, March 7th. Those code keys are pulse, realize, and intention. And I love that idea of pulsing, right? Like just sending that methodical vibration out and knowing, like realizing that it's going to come back, right? Everything that you send out, it's like a ping, right? When you pulse, when you send that pulse, you're going to ping what it is that you're after and it's going to flow back to you. So that's that solar moon of intention that we're flowing through, really like gaining clarity about what our intentions are for our life and ours alone. Like we only have control over ourselves. So this is all very much a personal reflection and gaining knowledge about, because only you can take care of you and change you, and we can't change the people around us. I wish we could do that. That'd be awesome. We can influence them though, right? Like we do have influence, and that starts when we begin to influence and intentionally shift and change ourselves, right? That's where it begins, inside. We also are ending the 13-day wave spell of the blue hand. And those code keys, I have not come in here enough during this wave spell, so I don't have those dialed in. So let me flip to the page. Knows, accomplishment, and healing. Those are the code keys of blue hand. Knows, accomplishment, and healing, which is really interesting because I really do feel like the time that I've been away from these videos in YouTube, I've been doing some internal self-healing and reflection. So that's cool that it was during this blue hand wave spell. All right, which brings us to today, the blue cosmic storm. And so we're going to dive into the code keys of blue storm. Just a reminder that blue is associated with the direction west, and the code key transforms. So something transformational is taking place within this now moment or whenever you find this video. Because again, time is not linear. Time is art. It is radial. And so whenever you spiral into this, just know that this message is divinely coded and created for you. And there's something within this transmission that is for you. And just trust that, right? Like you'll know. Your beautiful love light will know. So the code keys for blue storm are catalyzes, self-generation, and energy. Those are the three code keys. The quote to start with is from Mahatma Gandhi, one of my favorite quotes, right? We must become the change we seek in the world, which I just mentioned. That's so funny. Okay, and I did not read this prior to coming in here. I kind of do these on the fly. That's sort of how I like to roll, just to see what comes up. All of existence is shaped from energy and information. The many configurations of energy that constitute the myriad forms of life carry with them distinct vibrations. Each subtle resonance contributes to the overall energetic equation. We can discover how our intentions affect the vibration of the energy we output into the field. So for some reason, that word equation just really hit me, like, because an equation has different variables, right? Like you can change the variables to get different answers to each equation, right? Like, So that's cool. Like we can discover how our intentions affect the vibration of the energy we output into the field. And we can also like change the, maybe the volumes or the levels of that output, right? Through that equation. Therefore, by examining the unique energetic signatures carried by our thoughts, words, actions, and experiences, we can refine how we wield our energy, learning to conduct the power and potential of our inner forces most effectively. Hell yeah, may it be. I want to learn to conduct my power and potential effectively for sure. A catalyst initiates or accelerates a process or event without being affected or consumed in the process. As catalytic agents, we have the ability to induce responses and reactions or to stimulate change and transformation. And I want to go back to this again without being affected or consumed in the process, right? So that's really cool because we can be a catalyst. So we're not going to be consumed or affected, but yet we can impact and influence the change around us. We can be that catalyst. Um, our personal energy always plays into the mix. We affect the chemistry of every situation we are in. If we can be the eye of the storm, the center point of stillness, we gain the power to alter the environment without being carried away by the storm. And you can be the storm too, right? Like Blue Storm, ambassador of self generation, inspires us to activate our inner resources that we may call upon our inner source to generate the transformation we seek to catalyze. As awakened thunder beings, I always forget that that's in here, and I love that thunder being. We have unlimited capacity to be of influence, be it through our vigor, charisma, or stillness. Blue Storm declares, circulate energy, usher in renewal and reconfiguration. Thunderous outbreaks can be positively purifying. Unleash intensity while remaining anchored to the center of stillness around which dances chaos. How many can relate to that? Having chaos dancing around you. Whoa. The end quote is anonymous, and it's silence is all pervasive. It exists in a droplet of water, the petal of a flower, a bolt of lightning, and the roar of thunder. All right, so that's Blue Storm. We're going to dive a little bit deeper into the Blue Storm qualities and characteristics. There's a link in the description box below to the astrodreamadvisor.com where we have a question that we sort of get to meditate upon within the energetics of today, the 13th day of the wave spell. And then it takes a deeper dive into Blue Storm if you want to follow along with that. But we're going to take a look at the tone 13, the cosmic tone of creation. The code keys are endure, transcend, and presence. The quote comes from 13 Moons in Motion. Quote, 13 is the key to the Mayan Galactic codes of fourth dimensional time and to the annual lunation cycles by which Earth is guided in her solar path. Where 12, that's the end of the quote, sorry. Where 12 represents the coherent formation of the sacred circle, 13 signifies the expansive spirit of the ascending spiral. Without the supreme coordination of third dimensional physical order, 13 ushers in the supreme revelation of the where 12 upholds the supreme coordination of the third dimensional physical order, 13 ushers in the supreme revelation of the fourth dimensional spiritual synchronic order. This idea of synchronicity. The cosmic tone beckons us to transcend the limiting logic of linear time, that we may expand into radial time. That we're going to continue to cycle back around. And hopefully, with any luck, we're going to come back around with more awareness and enlightenment and information to make different choices to kind of, again, continue to ascend up that spiral so we don't get locked into a loop, creating and recreating those same patterns, right? We really need to become conscious and aware of our patterns in order to break those patterns. And I just lost my place. There we go. We are called to sensitize to the spiritually synchronized symphony of universal movement as it plays and unfolds the unique music of every moment. We are invited to consciously feel the interconnectedness of all of life, to be present to the spirit which moves through all manifestations, guiding all arrangements of space and configurations of consciousness. We discover that we are always inherently on time by knowing that we are time. As the climax of the wave spell's progression, right, this 13th day of the blue hand wave spell, this is the climax of this wave spell. Tone 13 can embody qualities of any of the previous tones. 13 is the key to time itself. Presence, simple, patient awareness, receptivity to exactly what is occurring as it is occurring, right? And really seeking to not have attachments to that, or to unpack the attachments we do have, like, why do I think that this is bad? Or why do I think this is so awesome? Right? Like unpacking that just to learn about yourself, right? Like, what are the experiences you've had that have led to the ideas and the attachments that you have to things that are going on around you, right? This like receptivity to exactly what is occurring as it is occurring, and seek to sort of be like more observational, right? Like as it is occurring, and seek to sort of be like more observational, right? Like, that's really interesting that this is happening and I'm feeling this type of way. And right? Like just get curious about yourself. Presence bestows depths of feeling, intimate information and guidance held within the living intelligence of the moment. Wow. We commune with the vastness of self, the essence self, which transcends all appearances of separation, right? We talked about that. Like you're never not connected. It's just we kind of forget, or something, like right? We're always connected. It's just whether or not are we conscious and aware of that connection is kind of what I'm saying. Every moment we are presented with the opportunity to transcend seeming limitations, to elevate our thoughts and behaviors beyond conditioned responses. By orienting in the present as presence, we expand and feel our undeniable interrelations with all of life. When we are present to every situation as a divinely calibrated opportunity for personal clarity and growth, we transform our suffering or striving into the beauty of human evolution. Right? Have like the grace to like forgive yourself and recognize that we all make mistakes. Like we all fuck up, right? Like it's okay. And we can either choose to acknowledge that mistake and, apologize if we need to or whatever, or not, and really be okay with whatever decision you make, right? Because there's medicine in that for everybody involved in the situation. Like you don't have to do anything, right? Like, give yourself time and space to choose what feels the most in alignment for you within that moment. And it's okay if it changes, right? Like, okay, so today maybe I want to be stubborn and not say a thing. And maybe tomorrow I soften and I'm like, you know what? That really wasn't that big of a deal. Like I did make a big deal out of it. And there's information for me in that, but today I'm gonna, apologize. Right? Like whatever it is, like be okay with whatever it is. Um, yeah, I love that like we transform our suffering or striving into the beauty of human evolution. Mm. Honoring life as an eternal journey of being. As the tone of endurance, 13 is the force of the continuum. Ever onward, life unfolds, integrating all that has gone before. Here we transcend through the cosmic gate, taking magic flight, magnetic return, led back to one for a new wave spell's spiral flow, right? Tomorrow we're going to flow into the magnetic tone of creation, that first tone of creation, because it's that magic flight. Like we're at the 13th tone of creation, like, oh, expanding out into all of the tones, right? Spiraling into all things. And then we're going to spiral back into this magnetic tone, this point of attraction that we all are capable of at any point. So cool. I love this stuff, y'all. All right, so I'm going to read the daily affirmation for the blue cosmic storm. I almost said hand because that's the wave spell. Blue cosmic storm day that we find ourselves in. And that's in the description box if you kind of want to follow along as I read it. And then I'm going to dive deeper into Blue Storm, the qualities from that link in the description box to the Astro Dream Advisor. Okay. I endure in order to catalyze. Transcending energy, I seal the matrix of self-generation with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of abundance. I was so excited that today's guiding power was abundance. I had to look up what tribe that is. And it's Blue Knight. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Yeah, Blue Knight's power is abundance. So we have this thread of blue amplified in triplicate today, if you think about it, which I did. So I'm going to break down my thought process. So we're on the 13th day, right? This 13th tone of creation amidst the blue hand wave spell. On this blue cosmic storm day with the guiding power of Blue Knight. So again, there's that code key of transformation that transforms. That energy of transformation is super amplified today. So really sit with that. What are you seeking to transform within you? Because that particular code key it's amplified in triplicate today. So super cool that was a kind of, I felt guided to look into, because again, I was so excited. Like, we're guided by the power of abundance. I love abundance. What's that tied to? What tribe is that tied to? So we have, again, blue hand wave spell, blue storm day, and then Blue Knight is the guiding power of today. So we have blue amplified times 3. So transformation is flowing in abundance today. All right, so I'm going to go to the Astro Dream Advisor link. Oh, come on now. All right, so day 13, the question that we kind of want to ponder and meditate upon is, how do I surrender to the perfection of the larger pattern of my essence self? How do you surrender to that? Right? Such a great question. Honestly, how do we surrender just to life in and of itself, right? Because technically our essence self is connected to creator source that brought everything into fruition, which is crazy to think about. Kind of mind-blowing, right? It blows my mind anyway, the vastness and the mystery and miraculousness of it all, right? Super cool. Ooh, I don't know if you can hear that. My tummy's really rumbling. Blue storm qualities. Catalyst. Remember, we talked about that. We can be the catalyst for change without really burning ourselves out or changing. Well, I don't think change is the right word. Oh, shoot. Anyway, you know what I mean. We don't, a catalyst doesn't necessarily alter itself, right? It just is the uh, point of where change around us can take shape. So that's cool. Blue storm is a catalyst, a transformer, liberator, activation for ascension. Yes, please. I want that. Purification, light body, transformation, reunion, thunder being. I love that. Lightning path, initiation by fire, ecstasy of freedom, self generation. Blue storm is the initiation by fire, the lightning path, the arrival of the thunder beings who bring the final transformation. To the Maya, blue storm represents the storm, the thundercloud full of purifying rain, and the lightning that shatters any false structuring of reality. Blue storm is the purification of the body temple and the ignition of the light body. In these last years of a 26,000 year Mayan grand cycle, blue storm comes to help you in the disintegration process that moves you from separation to ascension. This initiation by fire breaks any false containers of self that cannot withstand the flame of transmutation. Only your true identity will live through these fires, for you will be reborn in the here of all that is. Wow. So cool. Sorry. I don't know what just happened. Blue storm provides the water that purifies and quenches your spiritual thirst. Oh, that's funny. In this, sorry, I think it's funny because I just needed to take a drink and I was like, I don't know why that happened. And now we're talking about how it provides the water that purifies and quenches your spiritual thirst. I found that funny. In this state of consciousness, you stand willing to surrender everything. You give up what you seem to be in order to become fully what you are. You step into the fires of the unknown and you are changed forever. I'm really feeling like I need to remind each of us that I say this every once in a while in these videos, but you are magic. So release the idea of what you seem to be and step into the truth that you are time, you are magic, you are love, you are light, you are peace, you are all of those qualities. And you just are. Nothing that you have to do. You just are. Blue storm catalyzes and prepares your nervous system. Muy importante. Learning how to care for our nervous system, seriously was a game changer for me. And it's one of the things that we do in the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble is recalibrate our nervous systems. There's a link to that in the description box below. It's what I do every Tuesday. So prepare your nervous system and circuitry for complete transformation. It is the electromagnetic storm of transmutation, the clearing and quickening of your physical, mental, emotional, and etheric bodies. As you become aligned with the descending energies, like all of these energetics that are pouring down for us to take advantage of, right? Like as you become aligned with these descending energies and evolve in consciousness, your body's vibration is raised, becoming less dense, that crystalline light body that's being created. Your new alignment ignites the quickening process that transmutes the shadows of the past, including experiences, judgments, thought forms, and old patterns that have held you back. As you move into this new vibration, you may feel off balance. In this transformational shift, you will feel unusual quickenings on every level of your being. You will sense emotional and physical imbalances and restructuring. Your issues will be catalyzed and brought out for you to address. By being present with your old patterns, you have a unique opportunity to access the energy of blue storm, which is experienced as an inner transformational storm, a natural part of the process of vibrational shifting and quickening. A simple catalyst for this catapulting force is the integration of duality within. The personal integration of shadow is what will create the miracle. Personal shadow is simply that which is separated from the full light of consciousness. By integrating shadow, you are freed from delusions of right or wrong, good or bad or evil. Shadow provides an opportunity for you to bring in all of your expanded essence, right? To accept all of your parts, to be okay with who you truly are while you're having this human experience, right? Shine that love light into all aspects of who you are, and then allow it to burst out and begin to shine to guide others to do the same. The harmonic wisdom embodied in, I think it's Coac, Cauac is the name, Coac. So the harmonic wisdom embodied in Coac is freedom, which can be defined as the state of being unconstrained by fate, karma, necessity, or circumstances. And I'm going to throw in or limiting beliefs in one's choices or actions. Freedom is an open reality wherein you know that you are at choice every moment. You always get to decide. You are in control of that. 100% of the time, you choose. And the more conscious you can stay through all of the bullshit that's flung your way, the better choices you start to make. And it's a practice, right? We just have to start taking those steps, forgive ourselves when we stumble and fall and mess up, right? But know that, hey, I'm on the path, I'm on the journey. And the more that I stick to it, the more I'm going to start consciously creating and recognizing, oh, yeah, it is in my power. I get to choose. I don't have to fly off the handle just because I'm pissed. That's a choice. Yes, it's an addiction and it's a pattern that I've created for myself, but I can slowly start to back the truck up out of that, right? If I choose to. And if I don't choose to, there's medicine in that too, right? Like stop judging ourselves as being right or wrong for the things that we do, but recognize, who do you want to be? And take ownership of that, right? Like if you want to be the person who flies off the handle and and I'm just using that as an example, okay, get on with your bad self, right? But is it really benefiting you or the people around you? Because that's a really important question to ask also, I think, because we're not just, an island amongst ourselves, right? We exist and coexist with other people, and we do need to take them into account. Like the healing begins within, right? We have to recognize that we have control over ourselves and our own healing. But we're also responsible for the ways that we treat one another. So be conscious and aware of that. Are you treating people the way that you want to be treating people? You are at choice every moment. This state of being originates from an innate perception of reality. It is the understanding that you are an actor, free to play any part at any moment without being attached to it. You work with your life's scripts, your attachments and perceptions in order to free them. From this perspective comes the fullest freedom. It's so liberating. So that when I really began to see the fruit of me taking control of my thoughts and emotions, it was liberating. Like, wow, I really do impact my own inner being. That's because again, I spent a lot of time in delusion that I was at the, mercy of circumstances and how other people talked about me, treated me, thought about me, like, I thought I was at the mercy of all of that stuff, and I'm not. I don't have to buy into any of their bullshit stories. I just need to alter my own bullshit story so that it's no longer bullshit, right? Like, so that it serves me and with any, like, luck, it will also serve and benefit others, which is why I come in here, right? Like, I hope that this is serving and benefiting the collective, even if like no one listens to it, right? Like that vibration is still going out there. Like all of this information is still being shared every time I come into this space. It's so cool. I love how that works. Like, of course, I want people to come in and hear it, right? But it's just cool that just the energetics of it has an impact. And I believe that wholeheartedly. When I heal, when I shift, when I change, it automatically changes everything because we are truly that powerful. And the more people that begin to really understand that and take it seriously, woo, it's going to get so fun. People are going to be like, I'm so looking forward to the future. Like, I get everything that's happening right now. It's the old paradigm that's being destroyed and it's crazy and chaotic. And that's life, right? But how I flow through that is my choice. And I'm choosing to stay in joy and love and peace as often as, right? Not all the time. Like, I definitely have my moments because I'm human and I'm having that human experience. But I often just, the number one question that pops up in my mind when I feel something that I don't want to feel is, what just happened? Why? What happened within me to create this? And what's the lesson? What do I need to learn from this feeling that has just like ignited within me, seemingly out of nowhere, but it's usually not out of nowhere. All right, so you work with your life scripts, your attachments and perceptions in order to free them. From this perspective comes the fullest freedom, learning to live in natural harmony and union with divine will. I don't even know what that is, y'all. But what I've learned is that the more that I stay in tune with my heart mind and that inner voice that bubbles up, and it has a like quality, right? Like there's I hate to admit, there's a lot of voices in my head. And I say that half jokingly because that's how I think. Like, I think in words. I don't see pictures. Like, when people talk about visualization, there's different ways of visualizing your life, right? Like, some people get actual like pictures. Like, they can close their eyes and see the like pictures of the things that they're thinking about. I don't have, I mean, every once in a blue moon I get a picture, but that's not how I am. I'm a writer, like I script stories using words, and the words are very descriptive in my inner space. And so that's how I visualize. And so I hear, like I can hear when I think of something that someone has told me in the past, I think about it in their voice. It's kinda cool, actually. So that's what I mean when I say, like, I hear voices, like, that's just the way my brain is tuned into. I think it's why I'm all about, like, rhythm and music and vibration and harmony because I'm very in tune with sound and, like, the spoken word and the written word and poetry and all of those things. Rhyme and meter, that stuff really, like, floats my boat. Um, I forgot where I was going with this, y'all. Oh, you can learn how spirit speaks to you, is essentially what I was saying. And so to me, that is following divine will, like really taking the time and practicing to learn that the voice of your I'm going to say highest expression of self that's seeking to guide you to attain your highest expression. And that to me is like when you're learning to live in natural harmony and union with divine will, You are so dialed into your heart mind space and the information and energy that flows from that space. That is when you are aligned with your highest expression and divine will for you and what that means for you, right? It is all about um, you cultivating that relationship, whatever it looks like for you, right? There's no, contrary to popular belief, I don't think that there's like a right way. I just don't. I know that that could offend some people, and I don't mean to offend you. Please know that. Like, I'm okay with how you show up and express yourself in this world. Make no mistake, I really do. But for me personally, I just feel like the relationship that we have with divinity, the divine, infinite spirit, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, it is unique and personal for each one of us because we were created to be unique and have personal relationship with whatever energetic source created us, wherever we were birthed from originally, right? Like our spirit continues to flow. This fleshly experience that we're currently having, it's just an iteration, it's a blip in the map of our eternity, right? Um, and that's to me, that's true. Like we are eternal. So, and I personally don't believe that my genesis point was as Jamie Wilson. Like I just don't. I don't. I believe my genesis point was long ago. So I've been spiraling through and choosing to come back to incarnate right onto this planet. Um, because the one thing that I have connected with is that I really deeply, like deeply, and I'm not saying this out of ego, like I spiritually have been guided and led to and connect with the idea of being a way shower. And I think that's why I continually spiral back in, like, come on, like, let's go. Or maybe, I probably didn't start out that way, right? Like I've had to like hopefully evolve. That's the goal anyway. So yeah, so as we come in to learning to live in natural harmony and union with divine will, that's what the energetics of Blue Storm are inviting us to do. And that really it is about recognizing that we are the eye of that storm. We are that calm centered point within the chaos that exists around us. And we don't have to get swept up in that chaos. We can choose to. And yes, it's fun. Again, there's medicine and value in that. So don't beat yourself up if you're getting swept up into the chaos and the storm that's going on around you. There's medicine and value in that, especially when you do it consciously. And it's okay to do it unconsciously too. But once you regain your conscious and can begin to like learn and unpack the things that you need to learn, right? And then hopefully, with any luck, begin to start making decisions that serve and support you at higher and higher and higher levels. Because that is, at least for me, that's the goal. Like I want to improve. I want for me, like not be better than anybody else, because I don't think I am better than anybody else. I want to improve me. I want to ascend. I want to continue to grow and develop and blossom into my fullest expression of who I am. And yeah, I want to invite you to do the same. So if you got value from this video today, I would love it if you'd hit the thumbs up, click or tap or whatever. That'd be awesome. If you like this content and you've been watching some of these and you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you want to get notified when I go live, hit the bell so you get those notifications. And if you want to join me as we spiral and ascend and begin to harmonize on deeper and deeper and deeper levels with our highest expression of self, come on over to the Harmonic Vibrational Attunement Ensemble. Come and join me where I share. I've opened online sacred healing medicine space for us to dive into and take advantage of that life force healing energy to utilize for our highest benefit every moment of every day. I come in live every Tuesday, but I send those energetics to you for your benefit every day because we need to be cleansed and cleared and healed and strengthened energetically all the time, like moment by moment. We're bumping into stuff that's creating discord, right? There is chaos going on around us. So the more we can call those energetics into us, the fast and really know that that cleansing and clearing is taking place and become conscious and aware of that, like mystical, magical things begin to take shape. And so that space is there for you to tune into, whether you come into it physically or not. Those energetics flow to and through you for your highest benefit every day. We come in live together every Tuesday, but I send that energy for you to tap into whenever you think about it, which is pretty cool. And again, that was spirit led. Like I didn't come up with that. Spirit was like, hey, just so you know, this is an option. I was like, what? Cool. Heck yeah, let's do that. So if that sounds like something you want to experience, come over. The link is in the description box. Or if you want to hang out with me in the harmonic.us and just kind of get a feel for my online space that's mine, where I've been, flooding and filling it with high vibrational energy, you can click on that and come over to that space at the harmonic.us. There's also my website, Facebook, Instagram, all the things. But thank you, thank you, thank you for spending this time with me. Time is truly our most precious and creative gift. And I'm so deeply, deeply honored and thankful that you have chosen to share it with me. I don't take that lightly. And I just am so excited that you're here during this, time in history that we're all flowing through. It's super exciting. It's crazy and chaotic, but it's also super exciting. And so many like potentials and possibilities. And yeah, I'm just excited that you're here. Beautiful love light. Thank you so much. So until we meet again, do me a favor, please go shine your beautiful love light out into the world. I love you.